Have you ever heard of a death so bizarre, so perfectly yet tragically symbolic, that it sounds like something out of a movie? Well, today we're diving into the shocking true story of how Isadora Duncan, a legend who revolutionized the world of dance, met her end. It's a tale that serves as a chilling reminder of how life can change in an instant. Isadora Duncan wasn't just a dancer. She was a force of nature. In the early 20th century, when dance was rigid and structured, she broke all the rules. She traded ballet slippers for bare feet, corsets for flowing Greek-style tunics, and choreographed movements that were inspired by nature and raw human emotion. She was a true free spirit, a symbol of artistic liberation and passion, and her influence is still felt in the world of modern dance today. She lived her life with an unapologetic and dramatic flair, and tragically, her death would be no different. The scene is set in Nice, France, on the evening of September 14, 1927. Isadora, then 50 years old, was with some friends and was about to go for a ride with a handsome young mechanic in his open-top Amilcar convertible. It was a sporty little car, and the mood was light and carefree. Before getting in, Isadora draped one of her signature accessories around her neck, a magnificent, long, hand-painted red silk scarf. This wasn't just any scarf. It was a statement piece, flowing and dramatic, just like her. It was said a friend had warned her about wearing it in the car, but Isadora, ever the romantic, dismissed the concern. As she settled into the passenger seat, she reportedly tossed the long end of the scarf over her shoulder with a flourish, calling out to her friends, "Adieu, mes amis, Gives, à la gloire," which translates to "Farewell, my friends, I go to glory." Those would be her last words. As the car started to move, the unthinkable happened. It's the long trailing end of her beautiful red scarf, which was dangling outside the car, became entangled in the exposed spokes of the rear wheel. In a fraction of a second, the strong silk fabric was violently yanked and wrapped tightly around the spinning axle. The force was instantaneous and immense. The scarf, which had been a symbol of her flowing, free-spirited style, became a deadly tether. It snapped her neck instantly and pulled her with such brutal force that she was thrown from the open vehicle onto the hard cobblestone street. The driver, completely unaware of what had just happened, was only alerted to the tragedy by the catastrophic sound and the horrified cries of onlookers. By the time he stopped, it was too late. Isadora Duncan was killed instantly. The news of her death sent shockwaves across the globe. It was almost too poetic, too cruel to be real. The very emblem of her artistic identity, the flowing, unrestrained fabric that mirrored her dance, had been the instrument of her demise. It was a bizarre, gruesome end for a woman who had lived so vibrantly. Her death became a cautionary tale, a symbol of a passionate life cut short by a freak accident. The New York Times headline captured the world's disbelief. Isadora Duncan, dragged by scarf from auto, is killed. Her death wasn't just a personal tragedy. It felt like the end of an era. The free spirit who had danced against convention and lived by her own rules was gone. It's a story that has been told and retold, a haunting reminder that fate can be both ironic and incredibly cruel.